Welcome in. Welcome, y'all. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna share this stream on my usual outlets, just so everybody knows that I'm live. I know that. Well, first of all, before we start, how's your weekend been? How's your Black Friday weekend been? I should say. No, oh no, Thanksgiving. Not. I forgot about the big reason that the holiday even exists. Thanksgiving, but there was also Black Friday. Today is Cyber Monday. So in a way, the weekend that weekend is still not over. But in any case, how has it been? I was not here on Friday because of the holiday. I think moving forward, that should I want to set that expectation. I will not be live usually on most federal holidays in the United States, observances included. How was your Thanksgiving weekend? How was your Thanksgiving? I haven't seen you all since Tuesday, before Thanksgiving. So, how was it? How was your time? Doing that. Mine was good. Mine was very nice. I'm gonna change my camera so you can see me. Hey, what's up? I was as I get settled here. Why did I do that? I just closed chat by accident. Here. There we go. I had Thanksgiving with my family. I live at home in my family's family house, so of course I'd be home at home. But I was with family. It was a fun time. I was with my. I don't have a whole lot of family who reside in the United States. It's very much it's very much a result of me and my family being immigrants. I live at my house. Yes. What a surprise. Let's see. Stream settings on. Yes, beautiful. Turn that off though. Everything is posted. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to post this on my TikTok and see if people on my story on TikTok will actually tune in. That's the Benedict Cumberbatch Amazon John. Let me post on my story. Select more photos. No, take a picture of me. Going live on YouTube, making music. Link. Beautiful. Beautiful. It is Monday with music. Mondays, indeed, with music. Mondays with music. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Oh, sorry. I'm coughing from the microphone. Here's what we're gonna do today. Last week I was working on a song by my cousin, Charisse Chua. This time Can you hear me now? Yeah, it's OBS freaking out. Um, yeah, my mic is off. Thank you for tuning in. Noirun, thank you for coming. I don't understand. Like, what's you I you posted on your story, and then you texted me. You were like, "Can you speak Tagalog?" And I was and like it's I don't know. Yes, I can. It seemed I don't understand. I mean, I'm kind of flattered, I guess, but at the same time, can you explain like why that seems so incredulous to you, or why you're surprised? You're just genuinely curious. I think it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I think that's very funny. Um, save. It's very funny that you're like, what? He can speak Tagalog? That's crazy. You were just like thinking about that. Um, you were just sitting on your couch. You're like, wait, should, I wonder if Keenan can speak Tagalog. Uh, should ask him. So funny. I know you can speak Spanish to an extent, I believe. I don't know to which extent. Whether you're fluent or it's more of huh. Empty locked here. Sorry, I'm just setting up the session because I had not set this up yet. But while we're here, we're just talking. Um, to an extent, yeah. I meant like I don't know if you're fluent or if like it's just conversational, or if it's like more of a not that it's your second language, but it's like you use more English more. I probably you know what I think your fluency at Spanish is probably the same fluency that I have at Tagalog, but I don't know like what that would be like because like I don't. First of all, most Filipinos are okay. Yeah, so you're fluent in Spanish. I I don't know if I can speak in deep Tagalog, but I can understand it because like I can't find the right words. Tag along. I could use some company. I never realized you were Filipino. You thought I was Mexican. Uh, that's funny. Which I know is not true, but it's funny that you would say that. It's not true that you think that. Um, maybe you thought that at first, like when I first met you, but yeah, I can speak Tagalog, um, to an extent. uh, everyday Japanese, Nihongo Jozu, Nihongo ga dekimasu ka? Uh, wakarimasu, wakarimasu. Just kidding, wakarimasen. What was I doing here? I have to simply lock everything. That's what I was doing. Where is that? Then playback, simply lock. Is it an edit? It isn't some edit. Lock empty position, and then I change the BPM. Oh, shoot. Nope. Wrong. 10. Then I write this new BPM to the audio file. Then I undo the empty lock. Uh, No, she had muted that on purpose. Here. Okay. These are her ideas. Sorry, I'm frozen. Arigato. I only know it for when I go to Japan. I can't read kanji. Chicken eater. Something wa nihongo o something suru. Wait, that's the same. Go seru. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that says. I can only read hiragana. I am. All right. I think this is good enough for me to import into the main session. So, finally, I'll be putting something on the screen. You probably just heard a little bit of like that sound. Do not worry, those will not be final. Those are just scratch ideas, and we'll be replacing those with cool real sounds. Whoa, ho, ho, look at that. All of a sudden, I say make it final. No, that will not be happening. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Gonna show y'all something real cool first. Only MIDI. Low key, it's my fault for making all the keys the same color. Because they should not be the same color. What is this? Oh. These should all be a different color. So let's do assign track color, and let's make these all. Whatever this is. That color, because it's their orchestral, and orchestral stuff can be purple. Let's get rid of this default green, and let's change this to something pretty, like what's something very keyboardy. This like, yeah, that's good enough. And then guitars are red in my head. Let's change these colors. Let's do red. There you go. Why is that one not turning red? Oh, it's because I just changed the bus color. There you go. Wait. Oh yeah, cool. All right. Let me show y'all something. Clicks welcome in. What am I cooking? I am working on a project for a singer named Charisse Chua. Let me see if I can pull up her Spotify. Uh, she is a singer songwriter out of California, and I believe San Diego. Maybe I think that's where she's going to school now. But she is from like maybe LA area originally. I don't even know really. Bay Area. Um, Here, let me put her stuff on screen here. Yeah, I'm working on her new song. We've done stuff together before. Um, we've done stuff together before, and it's turned out really nicely. Um, There it is. This is her Spotify page. Um, Check this out. She's got. This is a song that we worked on together. Would you take it all back? This is the first one we did together. It's like real dreamy sounding, and then we did this one together as well. It's like a upbeat pop track. So yeah, she's from San Diego, yeah. So yeah, she's very like that girly pop kind of thing, which is cool. The Jenna Rain, if you're familiar, Jenna Rain, Tate McRae, very much that kind of like modern TikTok pop kind of thing. Um, yeah, and this is her new song that we're working on right now, which is pretty cool. And we're just finishing it up right now. We're adding some I didn't know you could remove your own messages. I did read those messages earlier. It's funny, Chicken Eater. I don't know why you retracted them, but I will uh, respect your wishes. But yeah, that's what I'm cooking right now. We're working on this kind of thing. Actually, I should move these up here to near the percussion. Use risers and falls. Yeah, that's what we're working on right now, and we're almost there. We're almost at the very end. I'm just gonna mute everything that's on the master bus right now. We're almost at the very end. She has a couple additions and suggestions that I'm gonna try to throw in. Should be cool. But let me show y'all something cool. If you're on Logic and and you have you want to import some stuff from another Logic file, all you got to do is go to the project, the file, media browser right here, navigate to where your file is. This is what the name of the thing is called. You click import at the bottom there, and now it basically opens it up and says, "Hey, these are everything that's inside. We can put these in right now." So I'm gonna put everything inside right now. Plugins to not the sends, because common theme every week is bus, right? I'm all about the bus. I'm all about busing. I love to bus. I bus everywhere. I be bussing at home. Sometimes when I bring in my computer, I bus in public. And I'm all about busing. What's good, Mr. French? Thank you for tuning in. We were just talking about busing all over the place. But in this case, I will not be importing the sends. I will not be importing the sends to the buses. I will just add these without buses. Yes, we all love busing. We all love busing. And for me, busing is the only way to go when it comes to doing what we usually do. Import. See if it's synced up properly. Oh, that's literally not what I wanted it to do, but it's fine. Jokes aside, I am talking about specifically sending things to an auxiliary input that a bus is basically like and in getting all the different signals and combining them into one track so that you can affect them all in parallel with all the other ones, right? Do I have a favorite game? Yes, and I'll be playing it on Friday. On Fridays when I do gaming streams. Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern time. You'll catch me playing the past couple of times. I didn't stream on Friday, but Blue Hunnets, welcome in. I don't have a. Oh yeah, I have been playing. My favorite game series of all time is the Katamari series. I'm a big Katamari guy. And they just dropped a new entry in the series. What's good, Jody? Welcome in. They just dropped this new entry in the Katamari series, and I love Katamari Damacy. Katamari Damacy is my favorite PS2 game. It's my favorite game franchise, and yeah, I've been playing the new Once Upon a Katamari on stream on Fridays. So if you want to watch me play games, tune on Friday. I stream on Fridays. Oh well, every day I try to stream from 1 to 4 ish is when I try to end the stream. So yeah. Let's import this again. We're not going to be bussing. This is going to be. Actually, don't import the tempo information. Actually, don't need that. Yeah, there we go. That was what killed me. Now it should be synced up. Mostly, I think. Split. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of this. So what I just did there was I just imported tracks from another Logic file into this Logic file, which is pretty convenient, I would say. I be bussing, no fussing, no cussing, just straight bussing day and night. Jay and Mike, the film reviewers, seem to free their mind at night. You guys know what I'm talking about? What's up, Buddy Nova? Welcome in. Yeah. Nah, the busing stuff was just I'm just messing around. We were not actually busting everywhere. I'm just sending buses from these. Actually, no, I said no buses, bro. No send. Let's get rid of all those buses. No send. We don't need it. What, bus 20? I gotta delete that. I don't need it adding all these random buses into my session, dude. What is this? Space Designer? We're not using that. Get rid of that. Get out of here. Bus? Nah, these are my buses, bro. I only have a kick bus, which I haven't used yet. Actually, no, that's not true. I have used it. Bus, and this is like a sum of like all the vocals. My verb bus. So I only have 4 buses. I have an instrumental bus here. That has cymatic origin. My favorite. Bus 20? Don't mind if I do. Yes, dude. I love that. I absolutely love that. Bus 20. Yes. Okay, so that's a cool idea. But it sounds like it's just trombone. So what I'll do, she added a brass section. So what I'll do is I'll actually start arranging for horns for real. And we'll use the stock Logic horns. No, not Prophet 5. We'll use the stock Logic Studio horns. We'll do a stereo. We'll do like a 5-horn ensemble. So we'll do EP1, trumpet 1, and we'll pan that like left-ish. Trumpet 2 is going to be more in the middle. Trumpet 2, and then we'll do a trumpet 3. Actually, no, I'll do this more of a 3, more of a pyramid kind of panning stereo field scheme. Trumpet 3 can be here, and then we'll do true trombones. This is kind of similar to how a lot of like 80s horn ensembles will often do it, like Jerry Hay, if you're familiar with them. Like he did a bunch of like horn writing for like Earth, Wind and Fire, Al Jarreau, a bunch of like 80s and late 70s and 80s stuff is full of Jerry Hayes stuff, and this is kind of like what his bread and butter is: 3 trumpets and 2 trombones. Um, you get some really really big sounds out of this. Um, well, I guess really rich kind of sound. We don't need to be sending that much to it though. How am I doing on this fine bussin' Monday, good sir? Doing well, doing well. I wasn't live on Friday because of the holiday. I'm sure that people were spending some times with their folks. And so that was cool. And that's really, where I'm recovering from right now is all the food. Luckily, I think we've just about finished most of our Thanksgiving leftovers. So yeah, I'm well fed. That's where I'm at. No, I just came from the gym this morning though, so I am a little sore, but got to burn off all that Thanksgiving food, right? Tram puzzle, pull the lever and save your most closest friend, but you kill 20 random people. I'll pull the lever. Sorry, dudes. I don't know, y'all. Nah, I don't really mean that. And these can actually, since these are horns, these can be here. And I'll turn that way down a little bit. I'm just gonna be doing some horn writing here. It seems like she wants this line to be unison, so I'm just gonna do unison trombones. The legato thing. And then we'll make these sustains. Plot twist: those 20 people were famous musicians. Which famous musicians? That ultimately, like, not trying to. I don't listen. I don't hate. I don't hate a lot of. I don't hate anybody. I love everybody. All right, all human beings are of value. All right. But if I'm gonna answer that question, like, honestly, I need to know exactly who those 20 people are. You don't have to write. You don't have to write those all in. GG Allin? I thought he was dead. To be honest, is he? Is GG Allin dead? I thought he was dead. I don't know. Maybe not. Like, if you're a bad person, but I don't know. If you do bad things, you don't maybe deserve to die. I don't know. I'm not even gonna. I'm like outside of my purview right now. If hypothetically, if he was alive, if he was alive, I wouldn't have to ask him to go on the on the tracks. He would pull the lever for me probably. If GG Allin were still around, he would put while he was on the tracks, he would try to reach for the lever for sure. Just 20 names. I don't have enough information to work off of. Okay, we're basically copying it over. Okay, this is kind of cool. We'll stick to it. Yes, this is that same pop singer that I was working on last time. She had given me a couple revisions to like additions. She was kind of feeling like it was kind of missing something. Which, by the way, the track has been since the last time it was on stream has been much more thoroughly developed since then. I don't think a lot of these were there on stream. Like this harp thing. Um, but I had a bunch of stuff, and there was like some stuff. It was like a more of a textural thing that she felt like was missing. So that's what we're kind of working on right now. Is like, how do we iron that out? Okay, I gotta get some space here. Nice. That's cool. She's on the 9 here. And then we'll do whoa. What if these were all expressive medium? I just realized. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. No DAW audio. What in the world? There was DAW audio earlier. What the heck? This is like the OBS is like really freaking out for some reason. Like it doesn't like there was DAW audio earlier. I'm pretty sure because I saw it coming out, but yeah. Let me see. What does default sound like? Okay. Now there's desktop audio. I was tripping. Nah, there was not DAW audio before because in I was thinking of computer audio. There was no DAW audio. That's my mistake because hold on, wait. Oh, that's why. It's because never mind. I'm not even gonna explain it. It's a sample rate thing. It's literally I think I was on stream a little bit ago and I had to change the audio device because I was recording in 48 and not 44.1. I'm being silly. No. I really appreciate that because I literally I would have no way of knowing if you didn't say if you didn't tell me that. So thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. And this needs to also get sent to our Reverb bus. Tram Puzzle. Yeah, pop singer for now, but soon to be a pop star. I hope. Tram Puzzle, Pull the Lever, I Save Chris Pratt, but all of Beethoven and Mozart's original pieces get run over. Listen, I loved him as Mario, but actually, why is this tripping like that? Tromo 1, Tromo 2, maybe Tromo 3. That's better. I loved Chris Pratt as Mario. Just kidding. I loved him as Star-Lord, really. He did a fine job as Mario. But I'm not feeling that so much on the verses. I'm not feeling the trumpet doubling in general. That's cool though. We'll do a little. This is my favorite trick. Humanize on Logic. It just adds like much more interesting quality to MIDI, like when you type in MIDI stuff, which I often do. I often am a MIDI plugger. That just makes it feel more interesting, I think. We'll do that on this one too. Close that. Oop. I mean to do that. Close window. And I also need to send this to bus 12, which is my instrumental bus. Yeah. I won't do this yet, but whenever you work with anything orchestral, I think I mentioned this maybe last week when we were writing string parts for. Yeah, what were we writing string parts for? This song maybe? Yeah, I think we were writing string parts for this song. When you were writing string parts, you have to move everything back like just a nudge because the sample is kind of when you leave it on the grid, it sounds delayed, but when you like push it, slightly nudge it back like that, it makes it sound more in time. And that's just because the sample itself, when you actually blow into like a trumpet or a trombone, or you like bow a string, the actual onset of the note doesn't happen until like halfway through, like the actual motion of that way that you activate the note. So, players of these instruments, which if you know, like you'll kind of compensate for that naturally because you know kind of like when your note actually sounds, so like your hand sort of does it a little earlier than like on the grid, But I'm not gonna do that shove just yet. I'll wait till all of my horn parts are written here. It's kind of like this. We're gonna try it out. I'm gonna mess around with like. Uh, I'm not feeling that. Because that's kind of like you could kind of get like that 6 sound going. I'm not sure if I'm feeling that. Actually, I like that if it's. Da, 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 da. Should I be selecting it? And you know what? We're gonna do. I'm not gonna do dynamics via modulation. Da, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. Actually, yes, I will have to do dynamics via control. I think that's really the only way I can do this. And we'll do modulation. Because we have that little. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll copy this paste on this here. This one's sort of like. Gonna fade a little bit. And then we kind of drop out on that line. Yeah. Cool. That's nice. And then. Let's make it a little quieter. A little too loud, I think. It does to kind of have a medieval fairy tale vibe. I'm glad that you said mentioned like royalty or riches, because I think that is exactly the vibe that she was trying to go for. It's not really like a medieval kind of theming. It's a love song, but I think the fairy tale element comes in the sense that it's like the song's called Her, and it's this it's basically a song about the joy that you feel when you realize that you've been chosen as like the one, right? And as she puts it in the song, I'm finally her, right? uh, and I think that it's sort of like it's like a fairy tale. You can think of it as like a happily ever after sort of like feeling of like it's like a fairy tale ending, where it's like, wow, this ending feels like it's all almost out of a storybook. Like I'm so happy that it feels like a storybook kind of thing. And I think that I'm very glad that you mentioned that, because uh, I really hoped that the sort of fairy tale vibe came across. It's a little too much, I think. A little too much sauce on that last note. It's too loud. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, but so she wrote these horn parts, and right now I'm just trying to adapt them into like something that's would be fitting, you know. I think they should not end on that note. I think they should end on an F sharp. Yeah, it feels a little bit more like you're leaving the door open. Whereas if you do the A, because that's our home note A, it feels a little too like this is the end, right? But we're clearly this kind of section is opening the door to the chorus a little bit, so we want to leave it a little unanswered, let's say. Then we kind of come in with that. Yeah, no resolve just yet. Exactly. You get it. Let me see if I can just remake this with some different here. Hello? Are you too quiet? Oh, that's why. And you can be a little louder because you're in the chorus. I turn it off now. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm like zoomed out like hella far. Sorry. Um, mm, mm. Slice. Are you making me guess the letters? Is this like Wheel of Fortune? Are you making me guess letters in geek SP underscore underscore GE? I'll buy an E. Geek speech? I may only think of the answer exactly. I can't bear to utter it boldly right now. It is within me. The answer to which letters are missing is within all of us. She copied and pasted from the I like that. I like that. That's cool. Yes, this correct. This is an A major. A major. Yes. When am I gonna have a stream explaining Nimrod's system? Now can you explain what that is? I'm not a chicken eater. Are you still here? I'm not exactly sure who Nimrod is and what his system is. Unless you're talking about like the biblical Nimrod. In which case, I don't know nothing about him. What is Blood talking about? Let's see what expressive long sounds like on these, on this trombone. Nice. I think that's fine. Expressive. What if I did this, actually? Oh, you know what? I had this issue earlier because I don't think I turned on... Yeah, I didn't have dynamics via control on these other trumpets, so they were just like at full velocity. That's why they were so blasting. That's my fault. Here, maybe we can bring these up again. That's still too loud. Yeah, that's fine. Nah, we'll keep him in the trombones. Beautiful. Oh, wow. That's cool. So it's just taking this line, and just put it here in the trumpets. And we'll make these soft, cause, but like have like a sort of a. We'll have like kind of a sort of energy wave that kind of does this. Anytime that this middle line is like played, kind of goes up a little bit and then comes back down, and then little that adds a little lyrical kind of lemonade lyrical movement. And also these should be up here. And we'll kind of copy this over from that to here. Tram puzzle, I revived 3 dead people of my choosing, but I remove the chance of for 7 people in the future to achieve their dreams. Yeah, it's fine. I don't 7 people already, there's way more than 7 people who don't achieve their dreams at all. Either by circumstance or through inaction. So who knows? Those 7 people maybe never would have achieved their dreams in the first place. That's where I stand. Those 7 people, one of which actually solves world hunger. All right, I have a take on that. There's no one person can solve world hunger, simply because world hunger exists as a symptom of the current system of the world that we're in. I don't want to explain any further than that, but that one person who tries to solve world hunger, whatever. Someone else will try it too. We can all try. Whether or not we actually succeed is another story. So I will pull the lever. Feed the actual world if it's hungry. Yes, yes. Give the earth some beautiful food, and also, if somebody needs something, you give them that thing that they need. And that's the way that the world will go around. That's the only way the world will go around. Be nice, man. Be nice to everybody. We need more kindness in this world. Okay, this is basically getting copy and pasted, but I'm gonna have This is gonna do a harmony. Yeah, love's in need of love today. Exactly. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about good morning or evening, friend. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to tell everybody. The force of evil plans to bring the world disaster. What does he say? Oh, could mean the world's disaster. Oh no, he says, what I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster. Could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Hate's gone round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that song. Grand Puzzle, pull the lever, you end all wars, but revive that one specific German man from 1939. No, I will not pull. I will not pull the lever because war is a symptom of something else. Actually, these should be louder. Now that I think about it. I freaking love Stevie Wonder so much. I will be very sad when he passes. But Songs in the Key of Life is such a good album. I mean, like it's the I would say it's the inspiration for like most of what I like. It's a huge inspiration on some of my favorite records. It's a huge inspiration on me, to be honest. Like the scale, and also one of the things that Songs in the Key of Life is an inspiration on me is the fact that like on a lot of the songs, and it's not just on Songs in the Key of Life, but his output from like Talking Book all the way to Songs in the Key of Life is like mostly him, and it's him playing drums, it's him playing everything, and you know these days I'm a big fan of like doing things. I'm a big fan of the saying, if you want something done right, you do it yourself. And you could read a whole bunch of like misanthropic things into that, but that's not really why I say that. It's just more that I have a vision, I know what I want, and I think the only person that could get what I hear in my head out onto the page is me, which is why I learned like how to do everything that I do now. And like Stevie Wonder is like a perfect example of somebody who's done that with much more limited technology than we did have today, although more budget for sure. I mean, like on Village Ghetto Land, he plays the what is that, the GX1, Yamaha GX1. That thing was like in that time period like $10,000, like $20,000 in that time period, mind you. So how much is that now? It was insanely expensive synthesizer, but it enabled him to do like everything and make everything like by himself. Like he had a whole orchestra basically at his fingertips, and the music just flowed out of him. He played the drums. I mean, on Love's in Need of Love Today, I think that's him on all the instruments. Yeah, and like he plays like bass on the keyboards, and it just like sounds so freaking good. Huge inspiration. Nice. We'll probably change this to like a sustain. Oh, it's already on sustain. Maybe expressive medium. These can be maybe sustain. Nice. Yeah, nice. I'll copy and paste this MIDI actually over to this. It does like a similar thing over here. Modulation. Yeah, you got some joy to the world vibes going on with that horn melody. It definitely has like some joy to the world. It's funny. If we have time, I'll hop over to the Christmas song that I've been working on, and I put in some like joy to the world, like bell vibes on that one for sure. She might ask that to be cut, but that's what she has on the part, so I'm gonna follow it. Cool. So she definitely already had the idea to put more of do octaves on these. Adept Aaron, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. We're working on some tunes right now. I'm working on a tune for a friend of mine, cousin of mine actually, not just friend. She's a pop singer. We're doing some pop kind of stuff here. It's for a new single. Should come out like in January or something, or next month, January, February. I don't know. How's it going, Adam? Adept Aaron. How's it going, Aaron? We'll leave it at that. We'll do that. We'll do this. Beautiful. Cool. And then we'll do my favorite trick to just slightly nudge everything back a little bit so that it's like really, it's tight on the click. We're gonna bring it up a little bit here. We'll humanize this one because it's like doing a lot of doubling. Yeah, that's nice. So that's like the horn part that she wrote. She also has this vibraphone track. Let's see what the part kind of looks like. So it's like just between the was that E and A. To I don't know if I'm so sold on the vibraphone thing. I might do like a plucky synth thing. I think that's a little bit more the vibe. Let's see what we can do with the Prophet here. By the way, check this out. Let me know if you're cool if you know what this is. Can I up the volume of the music? Is it like quiet? The music is a little quiet, I think, for you guys. So let me turn it up some. Uh, 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 come on and shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Is it too loud? It is MD. It is MD. All right, that's not the sound we're going to be starting with. We're going to start with a completely blank sound and make a little plucky sound. Which to do so, we'll probably have to do something like this. And then we'll turn oscillator 2 up a little bit. And then slightly just... actually... And then we'll use this filter to make it plucky. could pluck you like this. They're interesting. It's from a Shigeo Sekito song, The Word 2. I gotta check that out. Name this song. Ah. I don't know. Maybe not a lot of people would know that one probably. Yes, dude. You got it. It's Rush. I actually really like that song. On streets in your city. Camera Eye, yes. Camera Eye. I was playing that chord. I was like, oh, that sounds like the first chord. What if I did like an arpeggiator? Is this just velocity? How do you I can't do it with an arpeggio. I have to do it with actually no, I can do it with maybe this arpeggiator. Nah, I can't do it. Now I have that Rush song in my head. I don't know the words. Whatever. I don't know the words at all of that song. I just know that he says something. And then it does that cool little like different tempo instrumental. Ding ding. Okay. I don't know what key it's in. It's a little too attacky. I think it's the Nah, now this sounds like something else. This sounds like that's what that sounds like now. Bonus points for anybody. Let's see here. What happened? Oh, I'm not in my Logic session. I'll do like I'll just key the pattern in. And I'll put that like, where's this pulsing thing? It's on the right. I'll put it on the left. And I'll do like a little delay with the 8th note delay. What if I did a 16th actually? Nah, I'll do 8 dotted. Yeah. And this one can go in +12 for the instrument, where everything else goes. What's this line here? Something like that. Let's play that. Got that like a na na. That's cool. What is this line here? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. I think that's all the parts that she had asked me to add. I made like an executive decision like to not use a vibraphone sound, but other than that, I think we're yeah. ATC. You hear an ATC vibe in those bells. Let me check that out. That song, La 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 Around the World. So I'm not immediately familiar. Touch of Class, huh? Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah. That's all I had to hear. Hold on, let me mute desktop audio so I don't get the stream get flagged. Oh, I didn't know who this song was by. But I know this song. I didn't even listen that far, and I can guess that it's the song that probably goes na 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 na. I didn't even get to that part of the song, but I'm assuming that that's what that song is. Yeah, that's for sure like a vibraphone sample on that song, which I think is cool. A vibraphone sample is neat. I already have a mallet, which is why I decided, you know what? Instead of a vibraphone, I'm just gonna use a synth because I think that a vibraphone is a little too much mallets at that point. I got it immediately. They call me the music master, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just blowing smoke up with my own rear end. Anyways, I think this is solid. I'll bounce this for good old Charisse, and then see how she's feeling about it. Cool. Let's see her. Actually, let me turn the mastering stuff back on, which will probably make a huge jump in the stream. But actually, I won't play this. I'm not gonna play it. Actually, you know, let's listen to it. Let's listen to it together. And I'm going to adjust the stream volume accordingly because I know it's going to be real loud. Actually, it doesn't look like it's too bad of a volume right now. I just backed it off a little bit. Actually, I will do this. I will clean up this bass part too. Yeah, I think that's cool. Short and sweet. I like it. Let me just check how this sounded. Yeah. Cool. I'll ship this right now. Let's see. Instrumental. Bounce this. Bouncing on it. Yes. Sounds magically delicious. Magically delicious, dude. Well, we got Lucky over here. Is that what his name is? They really named the cereal after a leprechaun, huh? He didn't even invent it. They just said, "Here, you have a cool name. Let's name these charms after you." Oh, to be Lucky, the leprechaun. Oh, to be in the board meeting when Lucky the Leprechaun pitched his idea for a cereal to Kellogg's. Is that Kellogg's? Is Lucky Charms Kellogg's? Is it? Nah, yeah, it is. No, is it? Or maybe it's General Mills. Lucky Charms maybe General Mills. I don't know. No way it's Post, I don't think. The Lucky Charms doesn't seem like a very Post cereal. Right. Ship this to General Mills, yeah. General Mills. Cool. Cool. Just sent this updated version to her, and wow, would you look at that? It's 2:39. there wasn't really much that left. There wasn't really that much left to do on this one. So I literally okay. I hate that. Okay, this is my fault. Really, this is really my fault because I did not invest in streaming setup. Uh, it was muted, but this is literally the thing that I mentioned before. For whatever reason, so okay, this is my fault because I'm streaming. This mic is connected to the same interface that is feeding my headphones and that my DAW is recognizing as like, oh, this is where you get sound from. Like this is where we record the microphone from this interface. But what happens when in the DAW you change the sample rate from like 48 kilohertz to 44.1? I guess for whatever reason, this particular interface that I have craps its pants and says, "Uh-oh, we changed the sample rate. Let me just turn everything off and leave it off, and not turn it back on unless like you recycle it." What must be happening in OBS is like because it's like, oh, you just changed the sample rate. We detected on the interface, so OBS is like, we don't know what to do. Can you select it again? And then and then we can recognize it. So I have to like go into the settings. I have to change the mic that it's on, the device that it's on, to like something else for a quick second, and then immediately back to the interface that I'm using. It's very. I wonder if that is just the OBS limitation. I mean, it's free software. I can't complain. I didn't pay for it, but I wonder if there's a way for somebody to fix that because that is very annoying. Although it is like it'd be solved very instantly if I had a separate interface for streaming, like a Go XLR or something. But I'd rather not do that. I probably should. When I do the game streams, this is the interface that I use. This is Zoom H6. Slice, you'll recognize this. This is what we used when we shot Cape May, the Cape May video. This is what Kevin was holding, right? And I use this on Gaming Fridays as like my interface because you can use it as an interface. You just plug in one of these XLRs on the side. But whatever. I know. I know the problem is I just gotta. You were there. You are in the video. And I wanna I don't know. Whatever. Uh. I just have to remember that every time I open a project to check OBS and make sure that my mic is still working. I just need to remember that. The angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Early and all ye nations rise, feel the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Oh, that's some BS. OBS. Yes, you are right about that. You hear the little DX7 bells that I added, the perfect amount of cheese. Yes, they did remove bells from modern music to restrict the healing properties they grant. You're right about that, which is why I've added bells to this to increase its healing factor. Are you serious? What in the heck? The music is also muted? What? Let me guess. When I do that, now you can hear it. Oh, that is so annoying. Oh my gosh. It's so predictable too. Here. Now you should be able to hear it. Ah. It was muted for a couple of seconds. Oh, that's so weird. I should put a sticky note and put it on the top of my monitor and say that says check audio. But it's fine. As long as now you can hear it and you tell me when you can't hear something, I think it will work out brilliantly. There's that cheesy bell. Yes, dude, full-on relief from that Rhodes. I feel like I'm on a Rhodes to heaven. I'm glad you appreciate the Rhodes as much as I do as well. I love. It's got that little phaser sound. Oh, it's such a warm hug, and I'm playing like these super dense chords on it. And then I've decided I can't find a sax player in time, so I'll just do like a keys solo. And then the guitar solo plays. I haven't recorded a guitar solo yet, but the lead is clearly modeled after like a Lyricon, like at the start of IGY. Which is that Lyricon is like a predecessor to the EOE, where it's like you can play it like a sax, but it triggers a synth. I love that cheese so much. But what I will do probably is I might double it with there's that that from that Joy to the World vibes right there. I'm very happy with how it sounds so far, but I'm gonna now add like the candy on top. I saw him play guitar on it. I will actually I should record some guitar while I'm here. So I'll do that after I add a little bit of sounds here. We'll do the Tubular Bells, and then we'll paste that over here, and we'll see how that turns out. I like that. It's very Christmas. Nice. And the third verse has this thing. Yeah. There's the Christmas sauce. And you know what? I gotta add to. We'll do a little, some more of these cool little samples. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check out these Arturia things, because maybe the Synclavier has a Glockenspiel sample in it or something in the factory library. Does it? It has the what do they call it? Where is it? Oh, it has the It has that. But it doesn't have what I'm looking for. Maybe the Fairlight emulator has it. Yeah, beat it, yeah, dude. You got it. Let's see. Not what I'm looking for. Maybe the emulator has some sounds. Cool little orchestral sounds. Oh, I see some Glocks. We'll see. You recognize? Anybody recognize the one? That's not the right notes, but I don't know which notes which notes that he plays on that recording. And also, is there a reverb on this already? So if there is, I gotta get rid of that. X. Yes, let me turn. Beautiful. I heard some reverb baked in. I was like, what the heck? I don't need that. I'll do it here. I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm gonna do. I'm not thrilled on the emulator sound. I am just gonna give up on that idea and do this just stock Logic block. Then we'll quantize it. You went on a mini gritty backstory binge after the last music stream. Hit the gritty. I'm going to hit the gritty and whatever. I don't know what that British kid is talking about, but the video of that. I mean, the original guy who did it was like the football player, right? I don't. Is that the backstory? The football player guy? I don't know who he is. do that. Do a little of that. Yeah, Justin Jefferson, right? Who did that? And some others like kind of like furthered it. Now it's in Fortnite or whatever. I'll do it on this one. A little Christmas sauce on top, but, and this is what I was gonna say earlier. I forgot to say this. I want to get friggin' sleigh bells, like not just like a real sleigh bells that I can record. I think that would be freaking awesome if I could do that, and I wouldn't have to rely on a sample library to be able to record sleigh bells. I just like the way they sound. I want to collect all these like percussion toys. I would love that because I already have I've got a shaker here. I've got my tambourine. I just need more. I need more things. Just what is this sleigh bells vintage versus current? I see. There's got like a little bit of a bite to them. And these have more of like a jingle. And we're gonna actually add them here. Yes. Yo, walk. Let me get some Xmas sauce on the side. For real. Yes, Xmas sauce on the side. Christmas sauce is real. We're gonna do on beat 4. And we'll do 2 and 4 on this section. Yeah. Random question, but do you dig vaporwave, slushwave? Yeah. I mean, like I was on the. I'm not too familiar with slushwave. That is seems to be relatively new. Um, like much more recent compared to like vaporwave, right? Um, is slushwave like an ambient version of vaporwave? I'm just guessing. I'm not too sure. I've seen the word slushwave being thrown around. Because I was like into vaporwave like when like Frank Javc was like talking about it, which he's cool. We actually follow each other. Um, he likes a lot of my stuff. Uh, he was a patron for a while, actually. Um, hey guys, it's me, Gino. I'm back. Welcome back, Gino. I like vaporwave. Like I really liked. I mean, I never got like into vaporwave and like very like I mean in the sense that like that was like consumed what I listened to, but like I was around like internet music circles. Yeah, exactly. Like back in high school, exactly. Like Macintosh Plus's Floral Shop was like life changing for a lot of people. And it was some of my earliest exposure to like city pop, right? And that's what got me into the city pop. So I kind of like from vaporwave, I found a lot of like Japanese city pop, and then from there, from me liking city pop, I found yacht rock, which is basically I like to think of it as like the American version of city. It's like a American or like Western city pop, right? Which is a weird backwards way to think about it because technically, if you want to be pedantic about it, city pop is adjacent to yacht rock's development because they're both styles of what we call adult oriented rock AOR, but yacht rock is just a particular West Coast expression of that sound. And then like city pop obviously was its own thing like in the 70s, and then like late 70s American like yacht rock, like what we call yacht rock, it wasn't called yacht rock back then, started to be imported into Japan, like that style. Like Makoto Matsushita's First Light album is heavily influenced by Steely Dan. I forget which song on it, but like there like he Makoto Matsushita, I think in the liner notes he straight up says like a Glamour Profession by Steely Dan, it was the direct inspiration for like one of the songs on First Light. Uh, yeah, I don't. I'm trying to remember which song off of First Light am I is he super inspired by Glamour Profession from like because like yeah, Glamour Profession is off Gaucho, which came out in 1980, and then that like made a huge like way. I think Lazy Night. Yeah, Lazy Night I think is the song that is very Glamour Profession influence. I actually want to hear it right now. Yeah, actually, he straight up says Steely Dan in Lazy Night. He says the word Steely Dan in Lazy Night, which is funny. Uh, it yes, it is. Well, there's two different things. Album oriented rock is different than adult oriented rock. Album oriented rock is more like classic rock deep cuts. Adult oriented rock is another way of saying like adult contemporary, which is like grown up music that isn't punk. Back in the day, there was this paradigm that like young people liked like punk and alternative stuff and like the edgy stuff, and adults like the smoother things, right? And so the phrase like adult contemporary or is it refers to like music that's like kind of inoffensive and smooth but like still pop, right? um which is ultimately like what yacht rock and city pop were, like very inoffensive, like not like styles that were like still clearly rock in the sense that like they were not in the sense that the tradition that they drew from the music what ultimately comes from like soft rock. Guys like Neil Young, CSNY, I don't know all of that, but um not just that, but also like Blue Eyed Soul. It's very soulful, right? And that it's a mix, but they call it rock because it's like at the time it wasn't really at the time like the music radio especially was very segregated, right? And so black music was only played on black radio stations. White music was only played on white music radio stations. And black music was something else, was like R&B, and white music is rock, right? So there's a lot of this like history and music. Like radio played a very huge part in like how genres were defined back then. These days, not so much anymore, where those barriers have largely uh, gone down a little bit, enough where like there's a lot of crossover, and that's why terms like blue-eyed soul came to be, because there were soul singers who were white that ended up being played on black radio, and vice versa, right? And so that's kind of like why like soft rock and like why yacht rock kind of is like called rock partially, right? Or album oriented, adult oriented rock. Album oriented rock is more like Yes deep cuts and like Boston, like when you play that on radio, that's album oriented rock or Kansas, right? Yeah, What You Won't Do for Love, for example, is we call it yacht rock today, but really, yacht rock is like such a catch-all term for a very specific stream of music that happened in a very specific place. And my definition includes like certain players, certain styles, certain drum patterns, certain chord choices. There is overlap with Blue Eyed Soul, but there are some Blue Eyed Soul that is not yacht rock, and that's like a whole thing, right? Is the term that the Buddy Nova? You have a good question. Is the term yacht rock, does it have sort of a negative connotation? Genre is more like soul rock. Yes. Well, in some people truly believe that yacht rock has a negative connotation. I don't agree. Don't agree that it does. I don't. Some people may feel that it's pejorative. To those people, I say you're looking for a reason to feel hurt, because it's not, to me, it's not pejorative, and I don't use the term pejoratively. I use the term to say, I use the term to revert to a very specific stream of music and style of music that came out of a very specific area and time period. And for me to say, okay, instead of just saying yacht rock, I could say adult oriented rock that comes from the west coast of the United States from the years 1976, maybe 75 at the earliest, all the way up to 1984, maybe 85 at the latest. That's a mouthful. I don't think I should have to say that instead of saying, yeah, I like yacht rock. You know what I mean? Because yacht rock means that. That's what that means. Some people mistakenly, because of the name, think that yacht rock is very nautical in nature, which it could be, but it doesn't. It's not always is. It's not, like What a Fool Believes has nothing to do with the ocean, and yet it's unequivocally yacht rock. It just has that term because stereotypically it'd be like, oh, this is like what people would listen to on a yacht, right? But I don't see the same kind of like uproar about terms like stoner rock, and stoner rock is a very real genre. What makes stoner rock stoner rock? Well, stoner rock just happens to be a particular expression of rock that's influenced by like doom metal, and it's like slow and has a and uses down tuning, and it comes from a very specific time. And it's like, well, then why do you let stoner rock fly, and why is yacht rock now pejorative? You know what I mean? Like, what's we got to have some consistency here, and so to me, yacht rock is in no way pejorative. I never use it that way. And plus, why would it even be pejorative? You're upset that like your music is played by people who enjoy relaxing on the shore? Like, that's not an insult, you know? To me, it's not an insult. I think, yeah, I think yacht rock is a great term. I think it's I can't think of, well, unless someone else wants to invent a new word for it. I don't know. Smooth rock. I could get down with that, I guess, but I don't know. It doesn't really ring the same bells, and I'm not the one who invented the term. The folks who did invent the term, which is J.D. Riznar, Hunter Stair. Uh, I'm blanking on it. Something Hollywood. I'm forgetting all the names on that podcast, but they're the ones who are like sort of, I would say, much more the arbiters of what yacht rock could be, and I generally trust them because I think they know what that is. I have a slightly different definition that's a little more generous, but I trust them for the most part. On that website, Yacht or Yacht, right? That has like every yacht rock song ranked from most yachtiness on the Yatsky scale, right? Um, I don't know. I do think that, to reiterate, I think that people are just looking for something to be upset by. And if you don't like that term, that's fine. Your music, it's fine, but like, you can't decide. You as the artist don't only have so much control in what your music is categorized as, and that has meant it's out of your control when you put it out into the world. That's where I stand. You imagine ultimate luxurious relaxation with yacht rock? Yes, because the music is relaxing, and that's okay for the music to be so chill, so smooth that like you can just go away. And that's not to say that your music is boring. That's not to say that your music puts people to sleep. Because if something puts me to sleep, it's probably because it sounds good. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be exciting to be interesting. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking. Anyway, Lazy Night by Makoto Matsushita. Nice little overlap on how yacht rock and city pop are connected. Yeah, but yeah, it's a long-winded way of saying that I yes, I do like some vaporwave. Although this is a movement that comes from vaporwave, I'm much more a fan of future funk, like Macross 8299, that kind of thing. That's more my speed because like I'm really into I like the vaporwave aesthetic, but I don't like how slow it is. Like yeah, like Saint Pepsi gets a little like, I think the vaporwave gimmick is cool, but like they rely really heavily on like repetition a lot, and like there's only so much that you can really do with a sample. But somebody who is vaporwave, actually, someone who's vaporwave that's not future funk, but really makes interesting stuff. I don't know if they actually are vaporwave, but Blank Banshee's whatever that record with the face on it, like that was great. That was a great record. Like I really liked that one. I don't know what they're up to today. The last time I heard that record was maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, but I don't know. It does be, yeah. Vaporwave is kind of disgusting when you hear it all. It is like becomes like borderline plagiarism. It is, I would say, like right at the threshold of like when sampling can become like wholesale theft. Now, I would not consider that. Hello, Nico. Welcome in. How many years ago? You heard me. Yeah, this is like, I like it. It is like one step over the line of theft, although I like it. I like vaporwave. I wouldn't go so far to say as that it is like pretty much theft because I think there is just enough to transform it that like I think there is just enough to transform the actual thing that it's a different thing. Because what's the I I think it's Lisa Frank 420, right? The one that everybody knows. The no, I'm not even. I'm doing it in the original key of the sample. No, no, that's the that's the. That's the samples. That's the same. And then the original key of the song, it's your move. I like both a lot, but I think that's transformative enough. Like, but anything that's like less transformative than that is maybe like too much. You've taken too much of the sample. I don't know. That's kind of where I am at in terms of that. Like I think that Lisa Frank 420 is enough of a different song with all the effects. But one thing I do hate about that record, Floral Shop, is that later on there's like some samples that like they just put like delay on and then that's the song. I don't know. It's a little it's not a like you I can tell that the way they made it was like not in a DAW. Like they had a deck or whatever and they have like gear and they're just like they hit record on their you know whatever's recording them and then they're like actually like manipulating the sample in real time probably. I don't know. Uh but what's I guess it's her. Vectrex, I think is the name of the producer. Vectrex. Like their other stuff is pretty cool. I don't know. It's been a while. I'm not like plugged into that world like as much like anymore. It is more like a DJ set, absolutely. It is 100% more like a DJ set. The way that like, and I think that vaporwave ultimately, it might be best consumed at a set, like as a set, rather than like something you just put on. When they anonymous until semi recently, I don't know, because like I had known that because when you go, the thing is like when you go on the Bandcamp for the record, Macintosh Plus is just one of the aliases of Vectrex, I believe. So I don't know. I knew that information. It wasn't like maybe not everybody knew that at the time, but maybe I just for whatever reason like knew it like before a lot of people did. I don't know. That was just rattling around my brain. I don't even know if that's the correct identity. Vectrex sounds right because I remember it like oh they're named after that the vector like computer thing, right? I don't know. That was just somewhere in my brain. I'll let it kind of jangle there. Um, we'll play this from the top while I go grab my guitar and stuff. Slurm. All right. Got my guitar. Whoa, we're rocking and rolling. That's a little too much. Guys, I just found this pic. I don't know whose this is. This is in my house. It's triangle. Triangular. Triangular! Very strange. I don't like it. I don't know whose that is. Let's see here. No, I'm not gonna do the rhythm yet. Little Tortex Dorito pick, yeah. I don't know whose that was. Oh, beautiful 80s vibes. I like that. It is very much trying to remember it. Very time stands still, right? It's very time stands still. I can't remember the part right now. They call this the desk tone, right? It's the sound what happens when you plug in the guitar DI, not into an amp, but straight into the desk. And this was like really common in all of the 80s. Like Dan Huff was the big guy who did it. Dan Huff, Michael Landau, even Steve Lukather in the 80s, yeah. I think that's gonna be the part. Um, I think that's a little bit better. It's nicer, I think. It's a little too bright, I feel like. And we'll turn off the reverb that's on this patch. Just so it's just the chorus and the delay. It starts to lose a little bit of its coolness if I bring it up an octave. Sounds like John Petrucci on antidepressants. I can see kind of where you're coming from. That's funny. It definitely has a little bit of a... with the open string kind of stuff. Definitely has a little bit of that Another Day kind of. Live another day, climb a little higher, find another reason to stay. That song, that old chestnut. Ashes in your hand, mercy in your eyes. If you're searching for a silent sky, Won't find it here. Look another way. I like that song a lot. Why is that muted? Why is it dropping out in sound? Is it literally just the way that I freaking played it? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's very not compressed right now, but let's try that. Let's put an 1176 on it, and slam it. Ooh. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. I played it wrong too. Still played it wrong. Also, why does that? Is that like a? Is that just because it's like dropping out on that bass track? This sounds great for the record with its original dynamics as well. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. what is my go-to 1176? The UAD one. Uh, I use this on like literally everything. Well, maybe not literally everything, but they'll sometimes give this out for free, which is why I even have it in the first place. And it's just so good. I don't really. I'm not like too much of a stickler for like how accurate it is to the original circuit, and I think it's close enough. As long as it's like as it does the opto thing, which is like I guess what is that? Is it exponential or logarithmic? The way that it kind of releases. I don't know. I don't know the exact math, but as long as it does that, then that's like it's golden in my book. All my vocals, I'll also use like the 1176 on, as the color, the color compressor, so to speak. I'm not really. I used to be a FET guy, hardcore, but the Oh, sorry, no, not an 1176. I put an LA2A. Sorry, I'm confusing them. Uh, I'm more of an LA2A guy. I got the two confused. The 1176 is the FET. I'm like misspeaking right now. Um, the 1176 that I do use is also UAD. I don't. I misspoke earlier. I did not mean to say I used the 1176 on everything. I used the LA2A on everything. Right. Um. I had a brain fart for sure. LA2A on. I mean, 1176 on bass is like a great sound. Weirdly enough, though, I do use an LA2A for the bass, just because like I like that I like how the opto release kind of like smooths it. Yeah, I can't believe I misspoke earlier. My bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to say. You said 1170. You said 1176 on here, and I put an LA2A on there. I did not mean to do that, but that was like what my brain said. Reach for the LA2A. Like I default to the LA2A for too many things. I also have instead of an 1176 for a lot of stuff, I'll often like use a distressor. Actually, I think that it's all good. My dude, both are industry standards. I think so. That's why I got them confused. It's because like there's 1176 and LA2A are like very close in my brain in the files that are there. But yeah, I don't have a real distressor. I don't think I'll ever get a real distressor. But like the UAD distressor circuit is like real close. Yeah, I am a UAD simp, kind of. I'm a Universal Audio kind of simp. I think they just like sound really good. And you'll notice that I use the UAD X's even. Like these are not even like I don't even have an interface, a UA interface. I literally these are all just like software all on the CPU too. I'm a big fan of this. I use this on drums like all the time. Because I think that you can get like a range of sound like from the opto kind of like LA2A thing all the way to the 1176. You can I get something like there's like a lot of wiggle room. Stereo distressors is pure magic on like 15K. Yes, that's why I will never ever get one. I don't even use any outboard gear. Like period. I should use outboard gear, but I'm not there yet in terms of finances. Yeah, in the box is pretty practical, and I'm in no ways an analog guy. Like I don't have a single analog bone in my body. I don't think. I've only ever had 2 tube amps. I still have them. I don't use them. They sit in the corner collecting dust just because like they're cool to have, but we're past the days of the Line 6 pod now. we're past the days of waves being the end all be all of DSP. You know, like we don't live in 2005 anymore. You know, in current year has like some fantastic stuff. You know, like, it gets real close, but like oversampling too. I mean, like, come on, like you listen to a record from like 2000 that was released between like 2006 and 2000, like 2011ish, let's say, and like, because that's about the time that like a lot of like rock records, I feel, were doing the transition over to fully not maybe full, maybe not fully in the box, but like a lot of it's in the box, and um like that the way that like Riot from Paramore, for example, sounds, like the way the drums sound there. Drums don't sound like that anymore. Drums sound way better now, right? Because you listen to Riot, and like you can tell that they were trying to do some things that were, that if they did it today with the equipment now would sound way better, but just like back then, they just didn't have the equipment that we have now. Like the way that they're trying to drive the snare, and on that record, the way that they hit the snare, the way that it clips is just like it is very digital sounding in terms of like the way when I hear it, and I almost have like an oscilloscope in my brain when I hear the wave come through, like the way that like the wave is cut off is like a perfect square wave tone on the fundamental, boop, and it like it has all the harmonics of like a square wave on that first transient, and then, which is not really the right sound, I think, and it's not a sound I like these days for like a rock snare, you know. Back when cymbals sounded like crackly broken glass, I mean, that was kind of like how they sounded, you know. I mean, these days you don't, we can get much smoother cymbal sounds, but like that was just, they did back then, you know. And that's, don't get me wrong, that record sounds great, you know, but that record sounds like 2007, you know, whenever that record was recorded. You know, which we've moved past for sure. Let me get rid of that distressor. That does not need to be on there. Cool. So that's a cool part. Wait, what? I just realized that's I may have like gotten notes like completely wrong throughout this entire. Yeah. Yeah, that one chord is wrong on everything else. Thank you, Gino. I'm very proud of like how my chords are on this, like the rehum that I did. that little like flat 9 thing to the sharp 9 flat 13, I guess. No, sharp 9 flat 9. I think. Yeah, sharp 9 flat 9. This thing. Yeah. And that's the thing though of the Steely Dan sound is like part of what makes all of their stuff so good sounding is that uh at least like from Asia and onward, a lot of their stuff is like 4-note chords, at least a minimum. And there's some chords that are like straight up like what do they call it? Not hybrid chords. Yeah, hybrid chords where like they're just like the bass and the left hand and the right hand are like completely different. Like they're not the left hand, they're not related at all. 13, where? You're talking about this one. It is flat 13. It's flat 13. Wait, hold on. What chord is this? This is a B. Right? No, it's an E. You're right. It's a 13. It's not a flat. Sorry, it's not a flat 9 flat 13. It's a sharp. It's not a sharp 9 flat 9. It's a sharp 9 flat 13. You are right. That is the 13. Absolutely. Yeah, the Deacon Blues sound of the sharp 9. Exactly. Like this thing. Such a like a Steely Dan sound. And like this chord here. Like I just look at that. Ah. That little move is very I forgot to remove the sustain here. And Gino, low key, for this arrangement, like the fact that like on all of your songs you have this chord, which is like the full sus 413 thing, where I think of it as like the 4 major 7 over the 5, but like technically it's a 7 sus 413. Like I straight up like copped that off you, like just using it like all the time because you use this chord all the time. Before I rarely ever like added like that top like the major 7 on the right hand thing. I rarely ever did that. Only on some occasions where I really wanted the big kind of like 4 over 5 thing. But you like because I only just did like this thing. That was like a very me thing. But then you very much are like a fan of this note. I've noticed in a lot of your parts. So like, I kind of caught that off you, low key. Dreamy, exactly. Dreamy is a voicing you picked up a long time ago and used ever since. Is your classic 13 voicing right now? Exactly, yes. It is very much like your signature sound, I feel like, whenever you do the 4 over 5 sus thing, like or the 5/7 sus sound, like you I've noticed like in all your stuff is very much that sound, you know. It's part of your vocabulary. And dreamy chords in general are what I try to strive for, and I think just like richness, no pun intended, rich chords are like the bread and butter that I try to strive for. Yeah, and your 2-5-1s, you have that. Let me find that. Where's my guitar tone? Like you do like a 2 minor, not like in G, right? You'll do like an A minor 9, and then your 5 will be basically same right hand, right? The C major 7 on top, but you just change the bass, and then your G major 9. You don't really do the G major 9 stuff too much, not like crazy amount. I caught something from your. I can't wait to tell Miguel when you caught something from playing when he arrives in an hour. Are you guys rehearsing tonight for your 12th show? You're low key, Gino. You are way better at the keys than I am, for sure. Like I'm not a keyboard player at all. You're for sure a keyboard player. So like the fact that I'm just like trying to learn as much as I can on the keys, right? He came all the way to Indianapolis. Damn. Is that like a 3-hour drive? I guess you couldn't go up to Chicago or something, right? I'm crazy. I'm crazy at keys. I can guarantee you, I'm absolutely like the most okay player ever. 4 hours. Damn. I hope he's staying over, bro. Because that's like 4 hours for rehearsal, 4 hours back. Damn. He's going to Indianapolis too. That's crazy. Or actually, are you gonna be in Indianapolis, or like you're gonna be in your town where you're at? Because you're like 30, 40 outside Indianapolis, right? I think like where you live. I'm saying, or I don't know if you live there anymore. Where you once were in the suburb. Yeah, you're like an hour, right? Yeah. Oh, so he's coming to your town, just like halfway between Indy and Fort Wayne. I would like to go back out there. Not for real. Like if like you've been saying, if you and I join forces, we would have something crazy. Yeah, I'm saying like if it'd be cool to do like a tour together for sure. Like I'd love to get something off the ground. If you have an idea to do a run of shows like all around, I'd love to hop on that for sure. You got one rehearsal and then you do the show. Cool, cool. Did he have to learn like all my parts basically? It's funny. Um, which by the way, I'll send you all the stems for that. If not today, like within the week. Let me know how the show goes. I'm curious. Midwest tour this summer. That would be my second Midwest tour in my life ever. I'd love to though. I do really like touring the Midwest. I do really like the Midwest a lot. Um, I forget what the name of the venue is in India. I must have told you like what the name of the venue was I was playing in Indianapolis, but it's been a minute. You'll open. Nah, I'll open for you, buddy. Uh, we're gonna do some rhythm guitar here because I'm hearing like I'm hearing some like chunking stuff. I just don't know. I think I'll do like this thing here. Maybe a little drive to it. It's a little too much. It's too much like bass. Too much reverb too. let's try this. That's what I'm working on right now. This is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. You can't even tell. You said you got to do a Yacht Rock Christmas song soon. This is what that is. 2, 3, and. The Herald Angel, and then so on and so forth. 2, 3, and. It's too loud though. Yeah, the classic Christmas bells gave it away. Do the way I reharm this sort of sounds like Tatsuro Yamashita's Christmas Express song. I didn't know he made Christmas music. I have to check that out. Does he like reharm like classic Christmas songs? I just realized it's 4 o'clock. I'm having too much fun. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry to end the stream so abruptly. I wish I could have ended it. Let me go back to the camera. I just looked at the time. I heard my dad walk down the stairs. I was like, oh, it's already that time. It's like Japan's version of Mariah Carey's Christmas song. I did not know that. I will have to listen to that because that's like, if it's that ubiquitous, then I'm surprised I haven't heard it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for talking. I really appreciate you you guys like sticking around, and even if you're not like saying anything, just like chilling. This has been fun. I don't know when I'm gonna put this out. When I finish this, I will for sure like upload this, and I want to do a video with it as well for sure. Tomorrow I will see you guys for Hangout Tuesdays. We're gonna just chill. Play my like usual trivia games and stuff. We'll like open it up with trivia games, and then tomorrow at 1. I know that like the first announcement that I ever made, I was like, I'm doing it at 3, and then I immediately changed from 3 to 1, and I still haven't like updated on that graphic and that announcement, but I will get to that. Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 1. I hope I see a lot of you guys there. Yeah, and tomorrow will be like a hangout space. So like if you ever have any like questions about like anything, it doesn't have to be anything to do with the stream. Like tomorrow will be the time to do it. Anyways, yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow at 1. I will probably be late. No, I'm just kidding. I'll try not to be late, but I'll see y'all tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I think for you, Gino, Is Indianapolis also Eastern time? I don't know. Maybe that's 12. As always, man, becoming part of my weekly rotation for sure. Glad to be a part of it. Thank you for making me a part of your weekly rotation. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent. Trying to be a lot more consistent in just doing this, and you know, I just want to hang out. Just want to have good vibes, you know. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Peace.